Hello, everyone. For my director presentation, I decided to research Tim Burton. He is an American director who is 61 years old. He was born in 1958 in Burbank, California, and he had a mother who owned a cat-themed gift shop, and his father was a baseball player. As a teenager, he would make lots of films in his own backyard, and for most of his childhood, he would watch movies and draw cartoons and things like that. He eventually studied at California Institute of the Arts and got a degree in animation. And while he was there, he made this short film called Stalk of the Celery Monster, which caught the attention of Walt Disney, and they offered him an apprenticeship for Disney Animation, which is kind of how he got started in his career as a director and producer. Some movies that you might recognize that he's created are The Nightmare Before Christmas, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, Frankenweenie, Batman, Dumbo, and many more. To me, I thought this was super interesting because I noticed that the style was very similar in all of his work. A lot of people have described it as gothic fantasy, cynical, darkly humorous, creepy, things like that, often with musical dialogue, which is mainly the reason that I wanted to learn more about him because I thought this was really cool. He often works with Henry Selick. Sometimes Henry Selick will direct movies and Tim Burton will produce them, such as Coraline and James and the Giant Peach, which also kind of follow the same gothic style that I was just talking about. He also works with Johnny Depp very often, and in most of his most popular films, you can see that Johnny Depp is the main character or he's a voice actor or some way involved. So I decided to watch 2 movies to kind of learn more about him. The first one that I watched was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is probably my favorite movie of all time, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I want to watch it again. This was made in 2005, and it was kind of a remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which was made in 1971. It has a very different style with kind of like an eerie feeling, and just a much creepier style. A quote that kind of describes it well is, "It was once a place for pure imagination. Now under Tim Burton's care, it's a madhouse again." I noticed lots of intense color grading and a very more visual feeling than the original. Like colors like red would really stand out, and everything that was dark was very dark and shadowy. Things that were light were very light and vibrant and noticeable. And I also definitely noticed that there was a lot of exaggerated acting throughout the entire film. So here's a shot of Charlie's dad working in the toothpaste factory, and you can see kind of the color that I'm talking about there. Here is Charlie in his house with his grandparents and his parents, and they're very poor, and the whole shadowy feeling of it kind of reflects that really well, in my opinion. Here's another shot. There's the Oompa Loompas on the right, and then on the left is the display that Willy Wonka shows when the kids first arrive at his chocolate factory. And so next I'll show a clip that sums up pretty well what I'm talking about.
Mother, what's happening to me?
She's swelling up.
Like a blueberry.
The next film of his that I watched was Corpse Bride, which is about an arranged marriage between 2 people named Victor and Victoria. And Victor is dragged into the land of the dead before he can marry Victoria, and he has to stop his future wife from marrying the villain of the story named Barkis. A quote that describes this pretty well is, "A precious thing, if likely to please refined aesthetes and odd children rather than win over Pixar-sized crowds, which I felt was a pretty good way to explain it. I noticed that this as well, the style was very exaggerated with facial features and everything like that. And there was also very intense dark gray colors that was also similar to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Everything is also very pessimistic and proper throughout the whole movie. And also I noticed that in this scene where they're in the land of the dead, everything is much more vibrant, which I think sort of shows the style that Tim Burton has and the thoughts that he has when he makes his films.
Do forgive me.
You play beautifully.
I do apologize, Miss Everglant. How rude of me to... Well, excuse me.
Mother won't let me near the piano. Music is improper for a young lady. Too passionate, she says.
If I may ask, Miss Everglant, where is your chaperone?
Perhaps, in view of the circumstances, you could call me Victoria.
Thank you guys all for watching. My mom actually paid $4.99 so that I could watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So now I have it forever. So I think I'm actually gonna watch it again right now. So, bye guys.